Championship. Making his way into the blue corner by way of the Predators, James Duckett.
It's all nigga, fuck all that bickering beef. I can hear sweat trickling down your cheek. Your heartbeat sound like Sasquatch feet. Thundering, shaking the concrete. Niggas should stop when I fall the clock. Neighbors call the cops if they heard mad shots. Swell me in the drop, through the quarter. Slaughter, electric tape around the water. Old school, new school, need to learn though. I burn, baby, burn like disco inferno. Burn slow like Prince with David. Feel what's in the air of potato. Niggas know the little number of things for the rest. From I hit B.I.G. in their face. I make a stick to it. Rashes on the rest.
And now, making his way into the red corner, by way of First Region, Stacey.
Trying to catch my phone, check 212. Wanna believe my own hype, but it's too untrue. The world working to my knees, what if you bring you? Did you improve on the design, did you do something new? Where your name it on the guest list, who brought you? You, the more famous person, you come through. And the sexy lady next to you, you come too. And then the hitman, standing outside of heaven, waiting for God to come and get me. I'm too uncouth, unschooled to the rules, and too go shoot. Too much of a newcomer, and too uncool. Like shadow in the veil, I battle with it well. Though I need a holiday like lady who's on blue. Go back, whatever you did, you undo. Heavy is heaven, the devil number 2 tells 2. What you say you are a superstar, and have no fear, the clown is here, and the microphone, and the world knows, yeah. And you better wear your shades, the spotlights here can burn holes through the stage. Down through the basement, past the Indian graves, where the dinosaurs lay in. Out through China, and the missus airliners magnified times 5. They pointed at the wild ricochets over the windows and the floors and blades.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are sitting at ringside and you're using your smartphone, please switch your flash off, because you can't temporarily blind the fighters. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this contest will determine the FSC British Welterweight Championship. It will be followed by 3-minute rounds between, and introducing firstly, fighting out of the blue corner. He brings a fight record of 9 wins, 3 losses, and no draws. Comes to you by way of the Predators, James Duckett. And standing across the cage, his opponent, he brings to the cage a fight record, 9 wins, 6 losses, and 1 draw. Comes to you by way of First Region, Stacey.
FSC British welterweight belt is on the line here. James Duckett in the red Venom shorts taking on Josh McManus in the pink shorts. This fight sponsored by Granite Workshop.
McManus straight away with the alley shuffle.
Yeah, seen both these guys fight before. Very skilled guys. Seen Duckett on a number of occasions.
Brave there, trying to pick up the leg kick.
Nice low kick from McManus. They're very high level amateur about this. Good matchup on paper.
28 fights between them.
Yeah, a lot of experience and a lot of finishing power for both these young fighters.
Pretty tentative, a little bit of a feeling out process going on right now. It's for a title. Neither one wanting to rush into anything just yet. Nice little straight right there from Duckett.
Yeah, FSC welterweight title on the line here. Duckett looking very measured in there, David.
Looks to have the better reach, perhaps. Does Duckett.
I'd like to see McManus go back to that low kick. He landed it early on and he's abandoned it now. And
yeah, and it landed crisp.
To land the jab.
Both guys showing quite nice footwork. Moving away each from the power hands.
Duckett trying to snap that jab out into the face.
And there's that low kick you mentioned.
Yeah, it's surprising he hasn't thrown it more, because he's only thrown it twice as far as I can remember, and they both landed hard.
Well, maybe he doesn't want to go too often to the well and get too predictable.
Yeah, as it is though, in these exchanges at range, it does seem to me like the Duckett jab is probably the thing that's scoring the most at the moment, but very, very even matchup thus far in this welterweight title bout.
Well, on this sort of range that they're fighting at right now, it's Duckett landing his jab, whereas McManus' punches are just falling ever so short. Well, McManus' leg kick is landing at that range. You see there, just fell just a tad short.
I'd like to see Duckett maybe start putting together some combinations now.
Yeah, I get the feeling he's just coming out quite tentative. Just happy perhaps to use the first round with some straight punches.
Oh, nice reply from McManus then.
Yeah, that one did land. And there's a nice low kick which sends McManus off balance. All in all, cautious is how I describe the first round.
Yeah, both guys definitely still in the middle of a feeling out process in this title bout. As you mentioned, the story of the round probably Duckett's jab, and then on the other side of the cage, the low kicks of McManus. It's going to be extremely interesting to see what both corner teams are going to be saying in this brief break between rounds. Second round underway here in this welterweight title fight at FightStar Championship 5.
And Duckett straight away looking a little bit more active. Do you think we'll see a takedown?
Yeah, I was just thinking it'd be interesting to see if either of them look to mix it up, because it is it's very, very nip and tuck on the feet, isn't it?
I don't think it's in either of them's games plan at the moment. I think they're going to box. They're going to kickbox. And then later on, if it's not being productive either way, will we see a change in that game plan? Will we see the takedown factoring?
Yeah, it's tough because obviously in the first round, both fighters had their moments on the feet. The kicks to McManus.
But who stole the round?
Yeah, I'd be probably looking towards Duckett, but as we mentioned, it's difficult from a commentary position. Yeah.
Who knows? Did they score McManus' leg kicks? They were crisp. Did they score them higher than a few jabs? We just don't know here in the commentary box.
This is it, and I guess as you say, the problem is Weiler is so nip and tuck in this title fight. How long is it before one of these two drastically changes the game plan and looks to take it into the grappling area?
Of course, we don't know how the judges are seeing a fight. Are they going to score a takedown with a little bit of ground and pound, in a round which otherwise doesn't have a lot of, standout action on the feet? Is that going to be the telling factor in a round? Seal it in the judge's mind, especially if it happens later in a round. They always say that, it stays fresh in the judge's mind what happens just before the fight. Obviously not with a good judge. A good judge is used to that and factors that in.
I'd like to see Duckett maybe open up with some kicks as well. He threw a nice sort of low push kick at the end of the first round. Got McManus moving backwards.
Yeah, maybe it's just not his thing. Maybe he just likes to box. You know, McManus seems quite comfortable throwing his kicks so far. And as I say that, Duckett throws a jumping crane kick. So maybe he does like to throw kicks after all.
McManus landing with a left hook there, but it's all very thin margins between these two at the moment. Nothing landing massively solid. As I say that, nice crisp 1-2 from Duckett, but nothing that's going to hurt either guy.
With a title on the line.
For the
Small
guillotine,
mistakes.
maybe. He looks worried by that. Wow.
So hard in amateur MMA with the slightly larger gloves, just to link your hands and you know, fight your hands into the space to get the grip together for the guillotine.
Yeah, saying that, nice change of pace there from Duckett at the end, and with rounds with such thin margins between these two fighters, as you mentioned, David, that could be enough to nick a round the way it's going at the moment.
Yeah, when you spend 2 minutes, you know, feeling out on the feet boxing, you know, a 30-second flurry of activity can be the make or break of a round.
Third and final round about to get underway here in our British welterweight title fight at FightStar Championship 5. A nip and tuck affair thus far between James Duckett in the red Venom shorts and Josh McManus in the pink Impact LPA shorts. I'm David Leatherby, alongside me BJJ black belt extraordinaire David Morsegow.
Greetings.
And
now you have to imagine, mid-round break, both fighters' corners have to have told them they must win this fight.
Yeah.
Surely. It's just too close to call and say, bro, you're up 2 rounds, coast it. No one could have been told that. Surely.
No, you're right. It's both fighters. The thing is, it's not necessarily urgency. They are both throwing shots. You know, it's not as if these guys aren't throwing shots. It's just now and again you get these sort of mixes of styles, and both guys just end up, whether they're both used to counter punching more or they just both end up a little too short. And from what I've seen thus far, it's McManus a little shorter than Duckett, but he is landing those kicks when he throws them.
Yeah, styles make fights, and perhaps the two styles we're seeing here now they are negating each other. You know, no really crisp shots have been landed. No, there's been no point where we thought this could be the end of the fight.
Yeah,
not yet.
No one's been in trouble as of yet.
No one's been rocked. No one's been in trouble. There's been some good technical fighting, but no one's showing a clean pair of heels and a clean break.
Yeah.
McManus lands a nice jab to the body.
I'm very surprised. I know I've kind of repeated myself from the first round that McManus hasn't thrown more of those low kicks, because again he landed one in this round. There's a couple others I recall him landing in fights that are this close. You know, he's throwing 2s and 3s with the hands. Why not finish it on a low kick?
Yeah, just snapping a low kick on the end of a combination can be a nice finish. And Duckett hasn't looked like he's going to check one of them either.
No.
But what Duckett has done very well is circle off. And he's making McManus come short with his punches. Duckett now taking the center of the ring.
Yeah, for the most part, Duckett has showed the better control of distance, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he has. He's the rangier fighter and he's fighting quite smart. He's staying on the end of his range and making McManus come up short, which is why McManus has had to throw some of those low kicks to land anything.
Yeah, and it's good to see defensive boxing at a high level at this amateur level of MMA in the UK.
And Duckett's cutting the ring off quite nicely there.
That is all she wrote.
And so,
extremely close affair here in the welterweight title. As we mention all the time, very difficult to judge from the commentary position. I'd be inclined, if I had to throw a guess up, that maybe Duckett did enough. But as you say, David, very, very tough bout to call.
If I was to guess, I may as well check my horoscope. I'd have that much success.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the scorecards. Your winner and the new FSC British Welterweight champion,